Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven and thank you very much for joining me today. Today we're going to be making a 8x8 envelope disc bound album. I also made this paper bag disc bound album on a live with Helen, who is Simply Made Crafts, the other day. So I'll leave the link for that tutorial down below so you can go and check out the live that me and Helen did. So I'll just give you a quick flick through. So these are the paper bags for the pages. I've got my double page layout, and then obviously I've got my pull out photo mat here. This one I used the smaller rings, but today we're using the larger rings. These are the paper bags that I used. These were from the range. So this is the envelope disc bound album. As you can see, I've not decorated it because I can't decide what I want to use this for. Just added some paper to a couple of the pages. The rest of them I've left blank until later on when I want to decide what I want to do with it. And then we have this pull out mat here that slots into the envelope page like so. So if you want to know how we created this envelope disc bound album, then let's get started. So using all the products from Simply Made Crafts, and we are using the die and stamp set. So this one has these cool dies for the tabs. We are using the album disc binding die set, the disc bound album cover die set, and also the beautiful Bohemian Days paper pack. So we're going to start off with our front and back cover. So you're going to need 2 pieces of card that measure 8 1/4 inch squared, and then you'll need 4 pattern papers that measure 7 7/8 of an inch squared. The pattern paper will go on the front and back of your covers, so that's what I have done already. Then for the front cover, I've added my matte and layering pieces. The silver mirror card measures 7 1/4 by 6 3/4, and then the white piece and the pattern paper, I die cut them out using these 2 dies here, and these were from the disc bound album cover die set. So I've stuck them on, and then I'm going to show you these later on when we get to them, when we need to add our pages. So that's the covers. So the envelopes I'm using are the 8x8 white envelopes, 100 GSM from Craft UK Limited. You want to open your envelope up, and we're just basically going to add glue to all this section here, and then we're going to stick that inside our envelope, so then it gives us a nice edge. So then that gives it a nice edge, and then we've got this pocket that we can add a pull out photo mat. Then we want to come to this end here, and this isn't quite 8 inches across. So I'm going to line up this edge at 8 inches and just cut off a slither off the end here, and that will be our opening for these to go in. So you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 7 7/8 of an inch squared, and then your pattern paper is 7 3/4 of an inch squared, and you'll need 2 of them. So the first one we're going to attach on the top here, but we just want to add our adhesive on the edge here. We don't want to add any glue around this area because obviously this is where our pull out mat will be going into. And then I'm going to add my glue on the back of this one. So this will be placed on there like that. So we need this side free of adhesive. So if I turn it over to the back, ignore the pattern paper because I stuck it on both sides by mistake, but never mind. We just want to add glue on 3 sides and leaving this side free of adhesive. There we go, I've added my adhesive on the 3 sides and then a little bit on this side, and then I'm going to peel off the backing on my double-sided tape, making sure that adhesive free area is on the right hand side, and then we can attach this to our page. We'll turn it to the back and we're going to add this to the back there, but this one you can just add your glue all the way around and in the middle of this piece as well. Okay, so then that's a page nearly done. So we have this side here, that is the opening for where our binding will go, and then this end is where we have our pull-out mat. The other 5 pages ready. I've not added paper to all of them, I've just done it to a couple just to give you the idea. So now we need to add this section here. So you want to die cut this one here, which is the largest one out of the 3 from the album disc binding die set. I cut this out, you will have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 holes, but we actually want to cut this down to 7. So just trim off the extra to get the 7 holes. Then to get this in the center, I just basically lined this up in the middle and just made sure that I had equal space along the top and bottom, and then I just tick marked on my page, and then that way I have the markings that I can line up the edges here to make sure that is where I want it. Okay, so we're going to add adhesive to the front and back. Yeah, do not go past that score line that's running through the middle. That score line is just basically a guide for you to be able to line this up on your pages. So I'm going to pop that into the slot and then line up that score line with the edge of that page. So can you see I've lined up the edge where that score line is, and then I'm lining up the edges of this piece with those tick marks, and then when you're happy you can just press that down, and then that is now added, and then you can add that with the rest of your pages. Now for the covers you do exactly the same, just line up this section with the middle of your covers and just tick mark and make sure you've got equal space along the top and bottom. Stick them down and then just cover the edges up with the pattern paper. So that's what I have done there. Okay, and we can attach these to our rings now, and then we will do a photo pull-out mat for one of our pages. So we're going to start off with the back cover, and I'm using these rings here, and you can find them on Amazon. So these ones measure 1 3/8 of an inch, whereas the paper bag one I used smaller ones. So all I'm going to do is just simply slot these into the holes, and then we can just add our pages. So I have cut a piece of mirrored card. In fact, I've done that twice because then I've stuck one to the back of each other. So this measures 7.5 squared, and then your patterned paper is 7.25 squared. So you'll need 2 patterned papers for the front and back. Okay, and then for the tab I used this one here out of the die and stamp set stationery and grid set and I've cut it out in white, and then what I did was I just cut this down the middle and then attached one on the front and then one to the back, and glued them together, and then I just tied some ribbon on there, and I'm going to have the pink and silver ribbon on each of the tabs just to finish that off a bit. And then we just need to add this to one of our pages. So let's open that up and pop that in there like so, and then that tab will stick out and you'll just see the ribbon stick out as well. So there we go, guys, that is my 8x8 envelope disc bound album, and I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. And don't forget to go and check out the live video that me and Helen did last week. I will leave that link down below where you can go and see me make this paper bag mini album as well. As always, the products will be listed down below, so go and check all Simply Made Crafts products over on Craftstash. If you enjoyed this video, then please give me a big thumbs up. Please continue to support my channel by hitting that subscribe button. Until next time, guys, take care. See you soon. Bye for now.